and faith. Questions young persons are asking about religion, about God, about spirituality, and at some point we'll get it to about Christianity. As I am sitting with you right now, I have close to 80 questions. So, does God actually exist? Or is faith just a coping mechanism? But just staying with this question, does God exist? Yes, it does. It does. That's not a big deal. We all believe in things we cannot see. So sight alone or visibility alone is not just the proof of existence. Yes, it's very okay. As a matter of fact, you should question your faith. You should not just blindly believe. You should not just blindly agree. Our world is too complex because if you question your faith and you get answers to it, what is going to be built out of that will be convictions. Yes, they can coexist. As a matter of fact, science is only gives us more proof. Any form of religion, spirituality, or faith that does not allow thinking, that's the first science of problem. There's a scripture in Matthew that says that he has numbered the hair on our head, or the hairs on our head. It's not just the big things he cares about. He cares about even the small things of your everyday life. There's a real world out there. There's a real God out there that's not physical or visible, but nevertheless, it does exist. Hi there. Welcome to Questions with Minia Kokeo. I trust you have been good. This is Questions where we usually meet from time to time to discuss as especially young persons who I know that you must have had a few questions you would want to talk about, discuss about. This is that safe space. This is that safe space. And in this space, it's more like when you have those questions that everybody is thinking about, but just a few persons are bold enough to voice it. So you're free. You can always send in your questions through the WhatsApp number into our WhatsApp community that will be showing right now on your screen. So let's go into it today. I just sense that part of the things we should touch in this season is us touching some things I feel a lot of young persons may be struggling with. It's called faith, religion, and God. So this is going to be called Gen Zs and faith. Gen Zs and faith. Questions young persons are asking about religion, about God, about spirituality. And at some point, we'll get it to about Christianity. And we'll trust that we'll be able to touch each and every one of those things as God gives us grace. I may not be able to give you all the answers that you may be seeking, but I'm quite sure that to a large extent, I'll be able to point you in the right direction that I feel, even though you don't get it here, you find the questions in those directions. So let's get to it today and let's see how it goes. So we have a few questions we'll be dealing with. As I am sitting with you right now, I have close to 80 questions we have to deal with, but we'll break it into segments so that it's quite easy to chew. So, and as we go, it's going to get deeper. So we're going to start like this. Maybe the first episode, we're going to do just general questions on religion, on faith. And as we get in deeper into it, I think we'll get to the point where we're talking about general questions on Christianity. And at some point in Christianity, we'll get deeper on some experiential questions and facts on Christianity. So let's start with this episode, and I'm hoping it's not going to get too long. It's not going to get too technical. So let's see how it goes. So I have some set of questions here, and this one when I saw it, it's quite beautiful, and I know it's something that especially in this time, many persons may be thinking about it, and they're like, especially in our world that's busy now, our world is more busy, our world is much more technologically advanced, our world is much more connected. I think it's called a global village. So this one hits on the heart of this time and age. Now it says that, does God actually exist, or is faith? Now, note, faith here for this particular episode has to do with, once you hear faith, it has to do with religion or spirituality. Is that okay? So, does God actually exist, or is faith just a coping mechanism? Does God actually exist, or is faith? You see why it's a very beautiful question, or is faith just a coping mechanism? So let's get right onto it. First of all, yes, God exists. So I feel where this question is coming from, you will not have to live too long to hear people talk about the word God, or people live their life in such a way like there is a higher being out there that we are trying to connect or reach out to, whether it's by prayers. When people go through situations, they try to reach out to someone bigger, better, stronger than them, in the sense which we'll call God. So you don't have to live too much in this world to know. So these things that people do, is it just a coping mechanism when we come to places where we don't have the answers, or when we come to situations where it's bigger, or issues that are life threatening? Is it that we have to find a way to cope as humans, or there's actually a being called God that exists? Yes, the answer is yes. There are too many proofs, evidence, and situations that we can put up front and say, yes, there is a being, there is a creator, there is a person, if you would use that word, that exists outside this world. For example, just a very, very basic example. You and I will not be here if somebody did not put us here. You and I will not be um, here just as a function of one big bang escalation or a mixture of chemicals. Our world is too specific by design to be just a product of some random accident. So if we are getting back to that question, yes, God exists. Yes, it does. The question will now be, if I would add to that, is there a way to reach him? Is there a way to contact him? Is it just some set of rules, laws that we'll have to obey? But just staying with this question, does God exist? Yes, it does. It does. God exists. A higher being exists that has a plan, that has a purpose, that has a design for us as humans. So at that question, yes, God exists. It's not just a coping mechanism. He exists. I know many times there'll be questions under that place like, okay, if he exists, why don't we see him? Why does he not show up when we need him? We'll touch that. But yes, God exists. And the second one too is also a beautiful question. It says that, why should I believe in something I can't see or prove? Why should I believe in something I cannot see and prove? And this question is two in one. The first one is, why should I believe in something I can't see? Secondly, why should I believe in something I cannot prove? Now, let me take it from the back. Why should I believe in something I cannot prove? Now, if you're talking about what we call proof for God, there are proofs for God. And now there is a whole field in Christianity called apologetics. It's a whole field in Christianity that has to do with these kinds of things. So I'm not going to get in depth into it, but you can go and check it out. Like I said, I don't want it to be too technical. So why should I believe in something I cannot prove? There are too many proofs for God out there. Your job will be to study that. Now, why should I believe in something I cannot see? We all believe in things we cannot see. So that's not the big deal. We all believe in things we cannot see. For example, um, you are breathing right now, oxygen. I don't think you can see it. There are organisms that exist. So you cannot say, or we cannot say that the proof of existence is only by visibility. There are things naturally, whether it's in biology, that they exist, but they cannot be seen. You would have to need some extra tool to be able to see them. So sight alone, or visibility alone, is not just the proof of existence. So the fact that something cannot be seen does not mean he does not exist. It does not mean that. So it is very possible to believe in something you cannot see. We all do. We all do. For example, somebody tells you, I love you, I care about you. You can't see it in quotes, but you know that it exists. So I think that also hits on the heart of the question also, when people say, but I can't see God. If there is a God, I cannot see him. How can I believe in him? We all believe in things we cannot see. We all believe in things we cannot see. So the next question, I think I also like this question that someone asked. The person said, is it okay to question my faith? Is it okay to question my belief? Is it okay to question the things I say I believe in? Yes, it's very okay. As a matter of fact, you should question your faith. You should not just blindly believe. You should not just blindly agree. Our world is too complex. There are too many, especially now. There's a scripture I love so much now. A disclaimer: all the answers I'll be giving will be given from the framework of scriptures. From the framework of scriptures. Now, there's a scripture I love so much is in Acts. It said that after David had served the purposes of God in his own generation, he slept with his fathers. And the question there, or the word that the key word for me there is his own generation. His own generation. Generations are unique. So the generation of my fathers and my great grandfathers is not the same thing with my own generation. We have our own uniqueness. They had their own uniqueness. My own children's generation will be different from my own generation with its own specific uniqueness. So generations, they differ. They differ. So our own time and our own generation is too complex for you to just blindly believe something. You should always question your faith. As a matter of fact, by the time we get to probably episode 3, when we are talking about why Christianity, I would let us see there that for anything, there are 3 tests of truth. If someone is claiming that something is true, there are 3 tests you can actually throw into it. And then we'll talk more about that. So with that, you can always test things that claim to be true. You should always question your faith. Because if you question your faith and you get answers to it, what is going to be built out of that will be convictions. It is by from that process we get what convictions are from faith. Now, the next question here that I think is also a beautiful question: can science and faith truly coexist? Can science and faith truly coexist? Yes, they can. It's my strong belief that science and faith, they are not fighting, they are not quarreling. Yes, they can coexist. If you know, number one, the things to look out for. Number two, and by faith here now, again, like I said in this episode, we are still on the lighter part. We're talking of general religion. I would want to say spirituality for faith here. Can science and spirituality coexist? Yes, they can coexist. As a matter of fact, science is only, it gives us more proof that there's a thing called spirituality, or there's a word beyond the visible world, so they can coexist. Another beautiful question here is faith inherited? Is belief inherited, or personally discovered? The answer will be, I'll give it maybe both on the mark of 30-70. At some point, it is inherited, but at some point, you would have to personally discover yours. So probably you're born into a particular religion, a particular faith. At some point, it was inherited. Some persons live their life all through that, not personally discovering theirs, but for you to be solid, for you to be deeply rooted, you would have to definitely discover yours. I like this one too. It says that, does spirituality limit free thinking? No, it doesn't. Does spirituality limit free thinking? No, it does not limit free thinking. Any form of religion, spirituality, or faith that does not allow thinking, that's the first sign it's a problem. And that's why I love Christianity. It's a problem. It does allow for free thinking, at least from the Christian perspective. It does allow for free thinking. I like this one too. It says that, can my faith evolve as I grow older? Yes, faith evolves as you grow older. It does. Because with age or with years comes experience, comes maturity, and also it's not like faith is evolving. Your faith will be evolving. Your belief will be evolving because more understanding will be coming, and more depth will be coming. So definitely it evolves as you grow older. Now, the last one here, which I want us to deal with, um, does God care about our everyday struggles or just the bigger issues? From the perspective of Christianity, God does. There's a scripture in Matthew that says that He has numbered the hair on our head or the hairs on our head. That gives you how much details God pays to attention. It's not just the big things He cares about. He cares about even the small things of your everyday life. That is why at some point, when we start talking about experiencing God or having an experiential knowledge of God, we'll delve into that more. He cares about such things. And then again, as we come to the end of this episode, the reason why we are dealing with these issues is that the whole idea is that many persons are struggling with the idea that there is a world or a realm beyond the physical realm. Yes, there is. And the whole idea of this episode is just to deal with that. There's a real world out there, there's a real God out there that's not physical or visible, but nevertheless, it does exist. And it's my great joy that as young people come and do business in this present world, we carry this in a tool bag as one of the things we can do business with. Thank you once again. Welcome to questions. You can send in your questions to our WhatsApp community with the numbers that is displaying under your screen right now, and we'll do well to answer it in at most in 1 week. You will always hear the answers to whatever question you send to us here. Again, I'm your host, Minea Kokero. See you in the next episode.